Hi Ma, good morning. Welcome back to our sessions. That is for our subject. So hope you understood some of the missed concepts in the revision classes and you understood totally what is a SWA. Okay. So I tried my best to make a revision in a very short span. Right. So after revision, let us start our unit 3. Okay. So unit 3, which contains two parts again. The title of the unit 3 is Creating an Architecture. So we learned about different issues from the beginning. What is an architecture? What is a architecture business cycle? What is the structures and styles to support an architecture? Now it is a time to start our architecture. Okay. So before starting an architecture, we have to concentrate on two concepts. Okay. The first one is understanding quality attributes, because once you frame your architecture, once you started your designing in terms of your modules and implementing, then we have to check the quality attributes in every step. Whenever the quality has been missed, automatically the outcome is going to be bad only, right? So for this, the author has given introduction regarding as understanding quality attributes in the first part, and in the part 2 we are going to learn about how to achieve these qualities, because these qualities are totally directly proportional to the architecture, or we can say that architecture is directly proportional to the attributes, quality attributes only. So in the as a part of a part 1, which is nothing but understanding quality attributes, we have 7 topics to learn. Here these are: what is the functionality in the architecture, how the architecture is relevant to quality attributes, what are the basic system quality attributes we have to check, and what is the practice we have to check for these quality attributes. Are there any other system quality attributes to discuss? And finally, what are the business qualities to have to achieve? And finally, what is architecture qualities we are expecting? Right. So for today's class, we are going to discuss about the first two topics, that is the functionality in the architecture and architecture and quality attributes. So before this functionality and the architecture means how the functionality is relevant to the architecture, what is its role in the architecture. First we have going to discuss. Next, the quality attributes, how they are relevant to the architecture. Okay. So in the first phase we learn about relevance of the architecture and the functionality. In the second phase we are going to learn about architecture and its quality attributes, right? So before this we have to know about what are the quality attributes. First of all, we have to learn about those. See, quality attributes, just I want to make a list of this. How does an architect create an architecture? Depends upon the quality attributes. Why you want to create an architecture, ma? You want to get some output, but you have to satisfy that output, right? How the output is going to be satisfied? In what parameters we can satisfy an architect? In terms of availability, in terms of performance, in terms of efficiency, in terms of memory storage, in terms of fast processing. So like a lot of parameters are there on which the architecture always depends upon. So the achievement of quality attributes is critical to the success of a system. Okay, so quality and how it is achieved with the contents of the architecture toolbox only. See what are the tools we have and what are the architecture qualities attributes we have, we will discuss. So as in total unit, third unit and fourth unit, we are going to learn about the 6 important attributes now. So these are the base forms for any other further subdivision of the attributes, right? Hope you know about this. So in this I remember something, as usually we used to discuss about this: availability, efficiency, performance, security, reliability, blah blah blah. Okay, let us see what are those. Here we are getting. So first one is availability. Always we will get the output and data should be available throughout the clock. Modifiability. We can be in a position to change the architecture at any point of time. Okay, if you want to change architecture, we should not deviate or we should not suffer with any problems in the architecture, right? Performance, the architecture should give the better super performance, security, testability. Yes, the testability means we have to discuss about the two aspects. One is you should have a better test kit. The software by which you want to test a system should be good, and the way you want to test a system should be good. In what parameters you want to test a system? Either in terms of outcome, or in terms of accuracy, or in terms of efficiency. In what we want to test. And finally the usability. Yes, as we learned in the previous concept, hope you remember that it should be extensible, or it should be in an enhancement manner. Means this architecture is not fitted for only single component or single application, but if the design is perfect, if you are able to add few more models which can be the extension of the present one, which can be useful for any application also, it should support. Okay, so if that is the case, it is called as a usability. Right, ma? Hope you understood this. So how many attributes we have? First one is availability, modifiability, performance, security, testability, and finally usability. So for throughout the unit we are going to learn about these six attributes. Okay. Now, so how to apply these tools in designing an architecture and building a skeletal system? We will know. Okay. See, for anything, any attribute will give some outcome, any result, or any data we can say. That is nothing but we can call it as a functionality. Right. With that function, see, we learn 6 attributes. 6 attributes are not performing the same. 6 attributes functionality is not the same. One is going to differ another. So, but to measure your accuracy or your implementation, you are taking those 6, right, ma? But they are performing its own functionality, right? So, for any architecture, the functionality is also very, very important. Yes. So, for that, we have to discuss about the functionality in the architecture. So, what is functionality? What is the functionality, ma? The behavior, the performance, the system eligible or ability to do something which is relevant to our requirement. If it is so, then we call it as a functionality. See this. It is a basic statement of the system capabilities, services and behavior. So how it behaves, how it gives the services, what are the capabilities it have, right? It is the ability of a system to do the work for which it was intended. Yes. So whatever you want to design for any system, the design functionality should be fulfilled. Means it should behave as per your requirement. Functionality and quality attributes are orthogonal. It's a very important point, we have to remember. Why the author is saying that is orthogonal? What is orthogonal meaning? Perpendicular. Okay, so both are not running in the same way. The quality attributes and the functionality is not running in the same tracks, not same way, but they are perpendicular. So one is opposite to another. Means if your functionality is perfect, then you may get the quality attributes, right? If your quality attributes are not perfect, automatically the functionality is somewhat worst case, right? So it is called as a orthogonal, right? So like this we can check a few more also. Yes, the author has compared the importance of these quality attributes with a lot of people, formers, framers, electricians, plumbers, drywall hangers, painters, finish carpenters. As these are all set of people who are useful to build a single system, nothing but the house, like that, the quality attributes which we discussed or the pillars or the main role players in our what is architecture play. Okay, so we should take care of all the quality attributes without any deviation, right? So therefore, if the elements have not been assigned the correct responsibilities, if the elements, whatever the modules is not defined well, their functionality is not defined well, we should not get the quality attributes to be perfect. Okay, so or if you have not endowed with the correct facilities for coordinating with other systems, or if you are not able to provide a good interface to coordinate with any other system, it will be unable to offer the required functionality. Yes, any function will not able to complete by any model. Automatically any quality attributes we can't achieve, right? So it is saying like that, right? So functionality may be achieved through a use of any of number of possible structures, any possible structures. One is a single monolithic model, means only one and only model is there by which we can do the program. Of course it has some advantages and drawbacks also, no? What the advantages means, there is no modularity, means we can easily write code, we can easily change, which is not dependent on another. There is no build up of any interfaces and communication in their behavior between the modules. It's very easy, okay. But the weak point in this is, if you want to do any changes, we have to trace all the changes from the beginning, okay. After finding the problem, then only we can change, right? Now, next, second point. So we can define your structure in decomposable concepts, also decomposed into modules. It's a very easy in one way. How means, you can define your concept in a clear way. So each having its own functionality, so that whenever if you want to change any one function, may not affect the other function, because it's having its own functionality. But the drawback is the interfaces between the modules. Okay, so every module have to communicate with any other module, means we have to design its interface, whether it is a dependence interface or any control interface or any concurrency interfaces or any parallel, okay, or any requesting or any reply interface. How you have to define? We have to define it clearly. Okay, so that is second one. And finally it is a largely independent structure. So no one is going to be help to us, single one and only independent structure. It's very, very tough to implement also, because if there is any problem in this single architecture, the total system will collapse. Okay, so by this way we can design our functionality of an architecture, right? Now coming to the architecture and quality attributes. So how we are going, as we have given the importance to the functionality, because if you are not able to define your functionality in a perfect manner, means you are not able to expect the quality attributes or successful nature of your architecture. Like this also, if you are not able to define your quality attributes measure, see the efficiency is going to be calculated in terms of a percentage, right? If you said that I need only 20% of the efficiency of my architecture, then it's a good parameter? No, it's not a good parameter. So like that, we have to set the quality attributes parameters also perfect, so that you can measure well and you can estimate the design and implementation outcome of your architecture. Right, ma? See this. So achieving quality attributes must be considered throughout, means end of. So up to where we have to check this quality attributes importance, whenever there is a designing process, implementation and deployment also, means from the beginning of your architecture till end of your deployment to the user, we have to check this quality attributes. See, if attributes are satisfied in the design but not implemented well, then how can you deploy? Right? It's a big question, right? So we have to check the qualityness of these attributes till the end of your system implementation. So no quality attribute is entirely dependent on design, or is it entirely dependent on implementation or deployment. So it's dependence. So every attribute is not depending on every factor, it depends. So satisfactory results are a matter of getting the big picture as well as the details correct, right? How you can get the satisfaction? If your output is perfect and if your output is accurate on time, okay, then we get the satisfaction level, right? And usability, how the usability satisfaction level is going to be measured, involves both architecture and non-architectural aspects. Yes, modifiability. So if you want to divide your functionality in terms of submodules, then modifiability is very, very useful, very, very easy. Performance involves both architectural and non-architectural dependency. This means these parameters can be measured in every aspect of your design here. Not only design, implementation and deployment also. Okay, so that's why authors saying that this usability can also be involved in architecture, non-architecture patterns. Okay, the same with the others also. Right. So the author want to divide these quality attributes in terms of three possibilities. Even what you read till now, availability, performance, this modifiability, these are all called as the qualities of the system. Final system. How many we have? 6. Availability, modifiability, performance, security, testability, and usability. Next is business qualities. So how much you are going to getting benefit in the market, so that your product is going to be selling better, you getting benefit, you are making benefits, then it is called as a business qualities. And finally, qualities such as the coupling, loose coupling, any integrity, you should not get any harm from outsiders. These are all called as the qualities. Okay, how many quality attributes we have? 3 categories. So one is the qualities of the system, one is the business qualities, finally one is the qualities, final qualities. Okay, yeah ma. So that is the end of the second topic, the introduction of your small topics ma. These are all small topics up to now. So this is introduction of your third chapter called as creating an architecture, regarding the architecture, functionality and quality attributes. So in the next class we will see one more topic. Till then, have a nice day. Bye.